Simi and today's video is about banking system in Canada. So this video is going to be divided into 4 parts. The first part is the basic banking checkings account. The second part is savings account. Third part is credit cards, and the fourth part is what types of credit cards or bank accounts you should have. So do not forget to stay till the end to know which cards are most beneficial if you're a student or a new immigrant in Canada. So let's get into the video. So the first part is the basic banking system and checkings account. Like any other bank, Canada's banks also have a system where you can deposit your money and then you can use it. They also have credit cards. But in terms of account, what is a checkings account? So checking account is your basic account which you need to have to do the daily transactions, paying your bills. If you're using a debit, then that has to be from your checkings. So basically, debit card is the card where you use the money that you put in the bank yourself. In Canada, there is a fees for your banking accounts. Any accounts like checking account, saving account, you have to, or credit cards as well, you have to pay a monthly fees for that. And for students, luckily there is no monthly fees, so you do not have to pay anything until you are a student. But after that there is a fees. It's like, I think it's around $10 to $15 a month for the regular basic plans. If you're from India, so we have savings accounts in India which are our basic day-to-day transaction accounts. Almost everybody has a savings account if you're from India. But here in Canada, savings account is a bit different than what it used to be back home. So here the savings account in India is equivalent to the checkings account. The only difference is that the checking account does not pay you any interest on the money. So even if you have like $50,000 in your checkings account, you are not going to get any interest on that. So if you want to send money to somebody, right? So as in other countries, you need to do a wire transfer, you need to put all the information of the bank, IFSC code, account number, and all that heavy information to make a wire transfer, and it takes about 2 to 3 days. But here in Canada, it's not like that. You just need an email ID or a phone number of the person that you want to send the money to. You put it in your mobile application of the bank, and there is an option. It is called Interact Transfer. So you click on Interact Transfer, you put the email ID or phone number, and then it asks you for a security question. So it is basically a question that you have to create and the answer, so that you can share the answer with the person whom you want to send the money, and when they put that answer, only then they can access the money. So this is a very easy way to send money to anybody. It happens just within a second. Like, you go to Interact Transfer on your mobile app, you add the money, you make the question and answer, and it's done. You just need to send the answer to the person, and instantly they will receive money in their bank account. So you don't need any other information for that. So basically, this is all that I need to share about checkings account. Next, let's go on to savings account. Now, what is a savings account if it's not the same as savings account in India? So basically, the savings account is another section in your debit area where you can put your money and you get interest. So the interest here is very different from what it used to be in India. So the maximum interest you might get is 2%. So that is the maximum interest you're gonna get here. So savings account is similar to checkings account, but you cannot perform your daily transactions from it. If you want to, you can, but then you have to pay an extra charge. So it's always advisable to do all your daily transactions from checkings account. Now, what is the real difference between them is that savings account is an account where you can transfer your money from the checkings account anytime you want, and you can also take it out anytime you want. So there are different types of programs in savings accounts. So for example, you can choose 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, a year. So what happens is that when you put your money in the savings account, so for example, if I have 1 month interest savings account, so when I put any amount of money in that account and I leave it there for a month and I do not use it and I do not transfer it back to my checkings account, I will get the interest for whatever percent that I already know is listed there. So if I need to take the money out, I can take it out. There is no lock. It's not like an FD. So, but I will not get the interest that was promised, because only then I will get the interest if I put my money in the account for the whole period of time which is mentioned. So this is something that you should keep in mind, because it's not like your money is locked, but you should try to keep it to get the interest, but if you take it out you don't get the interest. So that's it. So this is all about savings account. Also, you might wonder that what about checkbooks? So in Canada, checkbooks are really expensive. So I don't think that you would need a checkbook until and unless you need it for some official work. Otherwise, in regular life, you do not need checks on day-to-day basis, because as in India you do need checks and it's free, so you just get your checkbook. But here it is really expensive and literally nobody gets a checkbook. So if you're a student, you really don't need a checkbook, and until you're going for something really official, and I don't think so that if you're a student you will ever need it. So I don't think that you should get a checkbook, because literally everything you can do with your phone and the email ID of the person that you want to send money to. So now the most important, credit card. I know that a lot of people are here just to listen about credit cards. So what is a credit card? So I'm going to explain to you from a student's point of view, because I know that people who are older already know all these things, but for students who are coming for the first time to Canada and have never had an account in India, it is a little different to understand all the aspects of your credit card. So basically, credit card is a loan that the bank gives you and is in your account, and you can spend it as you want, but you do have to repay it, and there is an interest if you do not repay it after the deadline. So there is a date where you have to pay the total amount that you have used from the credit card, and if you do not pay that, or you do not pay the minimum balance that is required, you are charged with a very high rate of interest. So this is what is credit card is basically. So now let's get into what is different and what things you should keep in mind in Canada. So when you come here, you go to your bank where you have your GIC. So they explain everything to you. But if you do not understand, you should not be shy to ask again. But they will also ask you about credit card insurance. It really depends on person to person what you prefer. But this is not financial advice. But according to me, I did not get the insurance, because the terms of the insurance are that you will not be liable to pay the credit card if something happens to you. For example, if you are dead or you have a disability or something major happens to you. So I believe that that insurance is not worth paying as a student, but obviously everybody has a different point of view. But it's only $1,000, because when you're a student you get a credit card and the limit is $1,000 at the max. Everything you want to buy or you will buy in the future depends on your credit history. Here the credit history is very important, and you have to build your credit history from day one of opening a bank account. Because if you want to get a loan in the future, maybe you want to get a mortgage or you want some car financing, you do need to have a credit history for that. And how to build your credit history? So this thing really is on using your credit card, but using it responsibly and then paying it back. So there are a lot of ways to improve your credit score, and basically credit score is the score that is given to you on how good you handle your money. So for bank, your money is the credit card that they have lent to you. So this is something that you should really keep in mind, because a higher credit score means less rate of interest on your future loans, and you are going to get loan very easily if you have a favorable credit score. But let's not talk about the credit score here, because this video is about banking systems, but definitely we can do another video. Leave a comment if you want to know how you can increase your credit score and what things you should not do and what things you should do to have a good credit history. But right now let's move on and see what types of credit cards are available. In general, there are many different types of credit cards. There are cards which you get cash back on, there are cards which gives you points for different things. So for example, let's talk about a student, an international student. So most of the international students have Scotiabank, and Scotiabank gives you Scene Visa credit card, which gives you points for free movies. Other banks provide different types of services, but the card that you definitely are going to have if you have a Scotiabank account, that is Scene Visa Movie. So you basically have to spend your credit card however you want, and the amount of money you spend keeps accumulating some points for you, and eventually when you have let's say you have 1,1250 points, you get a free movie. And how much money do you need to spend to get 1,1250? It's almost 500. So whenever you spend 500, you get one free movie. It's an approximate answer, it is not exact. But let's say you pay your rent and you buy groceries, so you get points, and then eventually you can redeem it for free movies. What are the other types of cards? There is a cashback card. You get cashback at the end of the year for the amount that you are eligible for. So it's almost like 1% or 2% of your total spendings in the year. So maybe if you spend $1,000, you can get back $10 or $20. There are some other cards that give you free airplane tickets and vacations, which you can also get as a student. If you're going to go for a higher level of credit cards, you do need to pay a monthly fees, and you do need to have a minimum annual income of the amount that is written on the card. But for the basic student cards, which you can get very easily without any prior record, these three types of cards, which are Scene, Visa, Scotia, and which gives you free movies. The airplane tickets, which is I got it from CIBC, and then there is a cashback. So there are other banks like CIBC, RBC, and BMO, TD Bank. So they always have different offers and different types of cards for students and new immigrants. So you should definitely check their website if you want to get another bank account in Canada. So just to be clear, it does not matter how many bank accounts you have, but preferably you should not have more than 2 if you are a student. And you get credit cards with almost every bank as a student, but the limit is 1,000. So what I have seen is you will only get $1,000 for your credit card limit. If you want more, you have to keep something in your savings account, and you have to have a good credit score of the time that you have had the credit card. But other than that, you get $1,000 straight for your credit card. And so I hope that this was some important and useful information for you guys. And if you have any other questions, do not hesitate, but leave them in the comments, because I answer all the comments, and yes, I will answer your comment. So do not be shy, and you can also message me on Instagram if you have any other questions. I will see you in the next video, and hope you guys have a good time.